Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Zhang Zhilei, the 41-year-old Chinese heavyweight who's coming off a loss to Agit Kabayel on the Beterbiev-Bivol rematch undercard, has vowed to continue his heavyweight career. And given some of his performances in the past 18 months or so, I'm sure the Saudis are going to give him another chance. He's given good value, remembering he dropped Joseph Parker twice in their fight, and he looked like he was going to take that one before Parker came back as Zhang's gas tank went to empty. Stops Deontay Wilder, and despite the loss to Kabayel, he showed how dangerous he was, dropping him in the 5th round when basically the run of action was against him, and he managed to get a flash knockdown and prove he's still got power, he's still dangerous. But what is next for the Chinese heavyweight? Remembering he is 41, but given the entertainment value he's been bringing, and the Saudis do place a premium on entertainment and especially knockouts, I think we're going to see Zhang back at some point later this year. But the question becomes, if he's got at least one more fight, well, what do they do with him? Coming off this fight here with Kabayel, you'd think that it would be against a guy either lower down the top 10 or just outside. Or potentially it would be put him in tough. I have seen some people like this person here saying Zhang versus AJ next. Look, if they're going to make it, now's the time. But I don't really see that fight being one that's going to happen. But Zhang says, not my night, came up short in the ring, but fought to my last bit of energy. Congratulations to Agit Kabayel. Great performance. Thank you, Turki Al-Sheikh, for the unique experience. Thank you, Queensbury Promotions, DAZN Boxing, for the hard work. Thank you to my team. I'm not done yet. Big Bang will be back. So what are the potential options? And I think it's worth going to BoxRec because in the top 25, there are a number of guys that I think make quite a bit of sense. Obviously, a lot of these top guys are spoken for. Fury is allegedly retired. Other guys like Lawrence Okoli are in fights. But I do think that there's an option to go one of two ways, which is either to go the sort of, against other, seasoned veterans, Murat Gassiev and also Michael Hunter being examples, or go the other way, where Zhang Zhilei is basically given in a fight with an up-and-comer, Fabio Wardley here at number 9, and also Justice Hooney at number 12. Those are the sorts of the fights that could be the making of their careers. And arguably, both Justice Hooney and also Fabio Wardley need one more fight before you really kind of go there, truly minted contenders right in the mix, right there, competing with the best and for a title shot. Zhang's been effectively for the past year near the sort of, the top 6 or 7, obviously beat the brakes off Deontay Wilder and starched him, and been very dangerous in his other fights. It's a real test. So I could see something like that, Fabio Wardley or Justice Hooney being a fight that, remember as well, the Saudis are going to see a number of these guys, the top heavyweights, disappear soon. The likes of Fury, Joshua, Usyk, Deontay Wilder, guys like Derek Chisora, Dillian White, he's washed as anything. I mean, they will be going. We're not going to see them. So they've also got to think about not just the here and now, but also who are the guys coming through, because they need to also build some stars. So they'll have to start thinking about bringing through some more guys. Because if you're having a number of guys going and it's a loser leaves town situation after a couple of fights, say Makhmedov, he's gone, he's off the scene, you need to start to bring through some other guys. So either you bring to the table someone like a Wardley or a Justice Hooney who's on the way up, or you need to bring in some of these guys who've been outside of the tent, Murat Gassiev and also Michael Hunter, for example. Those guys, I'm sure, would love to be part of the big show. I mean, Michael Hunter is still calling himself online on Instagram, saying that he's the boogeyman and being avoided. I don't think anyone who really follows the sport closely really believes that. He's made some decisions in his life that kind of affected his career. That is what it is. But I do legitimately believe he does deserve another opportunity at a big fight. So he's one of these guys, similar to a Gassiev, and there's a few others as well that want a big name, that want a big fight, they want to be part of the big show, and perhaps they should get the opportunity. So if you're not going to go the veteran route, you've got to go the other route for guys like potentially Zhang Zhilei. Or potentially further down, you start to go, well, is someone like Frank Sanchez, who's number 23 on BoxRec, he's just come back, just had a win. Does he deserve another opportunity, another sort of bite at the cherry, as it were? Or are you going to reward someone like a Jarrell Miller? Because you could potentially have Zhang in a fight in the United States. I mean, he does train in the US predominantly with his trainer Sean George. So you could potentially Jarrell Miller versus Zhang Zhilei. I think that would be quite interesting. Andy Ruiz Jr. is coming back from a hand injury. It's another potential option. But I think there's 6 or 7 names. If you're going to match Zhang Zhilei with anyone next, they're right there. Either some of them are waiting for an opportunity because they need to take that next step in their career, or there's guys that are kind of on the outside looking in that could potentially be brought in to the tent and given an opportunity. And some of those fights would be quite interesting, I think. I mean, Zhang versus Fabio Wardley, Zhang versus Justice Hooney, Zhang versus Murat Gassiev. I think actually the most winnable one is Zhang versus Murat Gassiev. I think that would be a fight that ends in a knockout, and I think it would be Zhang who, because I think Gassiev is a bit more faded than people actually think. But there are some fights there. Miller and Zhang would be interesting. Frank Sanchez versus Jarrell Miller. There's all sorts of loads of options. But if some of these guys are going to start being cycled out of the tent soon, you got to start bringing some other guys in. And Zhang coming off a loss is an opportunity to have one of these other guys that I've mentioned. What do you make of it all? Can Zhang Zhilei keep going and be in big fights and get wins? Some of the names that I've mentioned, do you think they're feasible? Do you think they're probable? Let me know who you want to see him in against. Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Boxing_squared. I'm out.